Yo, what is going on, growmies? Hope y'all are doing well, growing well. Now, growmies, today is day 25 of the Trop cookie Soil vs Hydro Grow Along with Homegrown Zone. The point of this series is HGZ and I are growing one of our favorite strains ever, Tropicana cookies. The difference is I'm growing Tropicana cookies in living organic super soil, and HGZ is growing using deep water culture hydroponic methods. Later in this video, HGZ gives a few updates showing his methods to deep water culture and progression of the grow, so be sure to stick around for that. Anyways, coming into the soil tent today, so far the Trop cookie girls have been growing pretty well in these 1 gallon fabric pots. Up to this point, I haven't done any defoliation, but now it's time to do a little bit of cleaning up. Mainly, since these plants are still small, I'm just taking off the older leaves that are damaged, touching the soil, or really just hidden. And also today, I decided to top these plants just by pinching off the top of the main stem. Most of these plants have grown about 5 to 7 nodes, so I figured now it'd be best to top them. That way they start bushing out instead of growing upward. And on this day, of course, as well, the soil was pretty dry again, so I decided to saturate these little 1 gallon pots, especially since the plants are starting to drink quite a bit of water per day now. And now that we've checked on our soil grow, let's go check out a day 20 update from Homegrown Zone on the hydroponics method.
Right on, growmies. I'm HGZ and welcome back for the Growers Mindset Grow Along. We got same strain, 3 different methods of growing them, and I'm really excited with this grow along. I'm kind of curious how they would turn out also, as much as you guys. So let's get started here. Let's start off up front. This is the Tropicana cookies. This was the one that I fried up due to my negligence. No tropical diseases or nothing. It was my negligence that caused this, and I should have known better. I've been growing over 30 years and I broke my cardinal rule, you know. But she's doing very well. I leave those leaves on as a reminder not to do it again. And this may sound funny to you guys, but every time I look at that, that tells me it's a reminder, don't do it again. I fed it full strength nutrients, and it took its toll. But anyway, all the new growth, as you see up here and here, this was the last stage where it ate the nutrients, fried up these young leaves. They were very young, they were small like this when it started. And but I knew once that whole leaf was all green, I knew it was growing out of it. And as you can see, it did. It looks absolutely wonderful. The roots have grown significantly. We got her in a double barrel down there, extra oxygen, because she was on critical. I really didn't think she was gonna make it, but she pulled through nicely, and I couldn't ask her anything more. Okay, pheno number 2 in the back here, we got this growing in 2 rock wool cubes, a 4-inch and a 6-inch on the bottom. And she's doing really good. She didn't suffer any damage because I had enough diluted nutrients to feed her, and I was just too lazy to dilute the next batch because I was all out, and I gave it full strength, and I paid the price. But she's about almost a foot tall, I would say, and the leaves are just absolutely mammoth. I'm really surprised at the size of these fan leaves, and she's doing absolutely great. I got some pretty wide nose spacing up in there, and that's almost like 2 inches from there to there. That's pretty wide, so that's telling me that this is going to be a really tall plant. So I may have to top her off, which I never ever do because I love those big top nugs. So you know, we'll see as they go along from here whether I'm going to top them off or not. Only because in these cubes also, they get top heavy. And when the water is low in them, they will tip over. So that's something I'm working on right now. This is about my 4th cube grow. and I really like them because they grow a little bit shorter than the DWC, a little bit more manageable. But we've been working on some kinks as far as them tipping over on me. So anyway, by the next update, we're gonna probably put them in a bucket, put some of these lava rocks at the bottom of the bucket with some drain holes, just to give it some stability. That's something new I'm thinking about doing. So anyway, thanks for watching, Growmies. Okay, I'm HGZ, and I'm out of here.
Defoliation. Coming back into the tent on day 33, the plants definitely bushed out a lot more. And it's again time to do some more cleaning up, since I want to get these girls ready for flower. Any growth hidden and tucked away got removed to help clean up the lower sections. Watering these plants, I have been mixing in some nutrients in small doses, trying to keep the feed a bit higher and balanced, while also introducing fresh colonies of microbes. In this case, I left the water for about 30 hours to develop the various cultures of microbes. At this point, 30 plus hours in, you can definitely smell the off-gassing, so we know the concentration of microbes is high. For the soil medium for this trop cookie grow, I decided to reuse Roots Organic Lush mixed with HP Pro Mix. Normally I buy fresh soil every single grow, but had somewhat untapped soil, so I wanted to fully re-amend and prepare for transplant. In order to bring this soil back to life, I mixed in Down to Earth 322, Happy Frog Fruit and Flower, Terp Tea, Glacial Rock Dust, Stash Blend, and finally, Mushroom Compost. Usually when I transplant, I always do it into fresh soil, but this time, I ended up making organic super living soil. For about a month, this soil has been covered to help colonization of microbes, and hopefully the plants will love it. Also, what's really cool about this clear bucket is we can actually see those pockets of mold, mycelium, and mycorrhizae growing, which looks really cool. Transplanting trop cookies to get ready for flower. On day 34 since sprout, I decided it's finally time to transplant these girls and get them into bigger pots. This time, I opted for 5-gallon pots, which should give us 4 medium-sized indoor plants. And after transplant, this is how the trop cookie looks. Moving on to our next trop cookie, we use the exact same method to transplant. To explain, first I fill up the pot to about the middle using our new super soil, and then I scrunch the fabric pot away from the soil until the plant is free. Once our plant is free, I just plop it into the bigger pot and fill up with soil generously and shake until somewhat settled. Checking out our star dog. This strain is smelling extra dank already, which I'm really excited about, and was also a breeze to transplant. And next up is lamb's bread. This plant completely overpowers the scent of all the other plants around it to where you can literally only smell lamb's bread. I gotta say, this little plant smells so potent just in veg that it's probably on par with some plants in actual flower. Needless to say, I am super excited to flip these girls, but still want to make sure to give them a few days to settle in before I do decide to flip. Anyways, now that it's been a few days since transplant, this is how the plants are looking. Overall, it does look like they're starting to grow a bit more, and the soil is starting to dry out today, so I decided to water. And another thing too, growmies, just to mention, is that these plants have been growing underneath the Spider Farmer SE3000 with supplemental LEDs. During veg, the supplemental LEDs are important for growth, but you really see the biggest difference in flower. The good thing is that when we do go to flower, all of these plants have already been exposed to these powerful spectrums, so it won't be a shock in flower. Anyways, growmies, this was an update on the Tropicana cookies, soil versus hydro grow along. as always, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment. If you haven't seen my other grow/smoke reports, check them out. Keep it up out there, growmies, and stay motivated in this beautiful medicinal hobby. #GROWMIEGANG.